I miss you when I'm gone. Guys, I've missed you so dang much. And I hope you are ready for the Wednesday HDK download because we got it going on today. And we got one of the most exciting things to talk about. And I'm pretty stoked because they are something that I'm super passionate about right now. And every time I talk about them, people are like, ooh, yeah, I want to know more about that. I want to know more about that. So I'm going to give you the 411. And if you're under the age of 40, you have no idea what that means, but it means the info. We used to have to call a number 411 on the phone. That's a device that you put to your face and you call, and it gives you the time, the date, and the weather. And then there was another number you could call to get the movie times and the movie showings. What number was that? That wasn't on 411, was it? Somebody tell me that. If you're, my age, you will know. Hi guys. Hi. Okay, so tell me the number that you would call for the movie times because I need to know that. And do you guys remember why would you need to call to figure out the time and the date? I'm also having a couple of questions about my younger self that I needed to know what the time and the date were. Should probably know that. Okay, girls, we are talking skincare trials. And I want you, like, some of you guys are super 777. What happens when you call that number now? Somebody do that. No, I'm just kidding. You're focusing. We're focusing. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay. So some of you guys are working Mary Kay 100% virtual, and you probably know this. Some people, you're kind of a mixture. You're doing in person, you're doing virtual. That is definitely where I am, though I lean more virtual than I do in person, kind of depending on the situation and depending on the day. But how I like to teach people is more virtual because it's so stinking easy. And since COVID and social media has really, kind of pivoted us to where I've got people all over the country and I want to utilize those resources. And so working virtual is just really a smart way to utilize your resources. I'm also, I don't know about you, boost camp girl, it's my baby. I'm also, you're really careful with my resource of time. I would rather use something else, and we're going to talk about using money to get more time, which in fact gets you more money. It's a beautiful little circle here, but I'm really like, I will pay for time right now. I still need to make a ton of money. Like that ain't ever going to change, and this house requires an end, like a Scrooge McDuck sort of money bank. That's what this house desires and needs of me. So I have to make money, but I'm very selective of my time. And so I am excited about you guys hearing a little bit more about skincare trials. So type in the comment section. I love that you guys say hi and all the things. Love it, love it, love it. So, bring it on. Keep doing that. But tell me if you are utilizing skincare trials. It took me, as always, I'm a little slow on the uptake. I'm a little slow to do new things. I kind of want everybody else to work out the kinks. And then I want to have the download of the board that I can just copy and paste about that. But tis is what it is. So yes. Okay. Awesome. You're doing skincare trials. Perfect. Now let me know if you've never heard of skincare trials, and I'm going to explain those to you. First of all, I'm going to give you the, I had a stat or a saying that I love, and it says you have three resources in life. You've got time, you've got money, and you've got knowledge. When you want one of them, you have to use the other two to get it. So if you want time, then you need to use money and knowledge to get it. That's kind of what we're going to talk about today. If you want money, you need time and knowledge to get it. If you want knowledge, you need money and time to get it. So I love the idea of the resources. You can't have everything all the time. We all know that, but you kind of have to lean into a couple to get a couple. And then once you have that rolling, then it leads you to utilizing the other ones. Because once you are using time to get money or money to get time, it'll flip around on you and then it will give you the third resource. So just know that that's about skincare trials. So olden days, I've already told you my 411, and I've already talked about the 777 film, and then I've given you a Scrooge McDuck reference. So you all know that I've been in Mary Kay a while, if I've already went old school on you in multiple ways. And so old school Mary Kay, when I started, I was 26 as a working full time as a social worker, and my hours were not 9 to 5. That was not a thing. It was on call, and it was visiting facilities, visiting parents. Well, when do you do all of that? Like 7 o'clock at night, like on the weekends. There was no structure to my day, and you never knew when you were going to be called away, which is one of the reasons why my supervisor, because you had to get prior approval to have a secondary job, which is wild to me because you couldn't afford to not have a secondary job. But I had to get approval from my supervisor to do Mary Kay because they wanted you to answer your pager. See, that's like the fifth reference that tells you how old I am. It's about this big, and it beeped, and you had 30 minutes to respond to it, and then you had to go deal with it. And so you couldn't have a job that would take you away for chunks of time. But so I was allowed to do Mary Kay because it wasn't like huge, long shifts, right? So in the olden days, I would go home from work, or if I was smart, my car would already be packed. I had all of my Mary Kay stuff in there, all my bottles, all my tubes, all my mirrors, all my trays, all the things. And then I would go to a hostess's house and I would set up, and then the people would come over, and I would probably be there for 2 hours or so. And because classic days, you're back in the Stone Ages, whatever. Yes, classic days. Because we were talking, and then I would get money, and I would either order the product or go home and get the product and then deliver it the next day. If I happened to have it in my car, they could have it on time. But mostly that process, was a good 3 hour at least chunk of time, right? Now, that was how you used time to get money. Now, these newer days, I really don't mind spending a little bit of money to buy myself some time that I can put in areas that will multiply my money. Okay, so that's the track I'm on. I don't want to add money. I want to multiply money. Well, in order to do that, I've got to have a little bit more time. So these faces that we're going to do with these skincare trials are being the most efficient because it takes you 5 minutes to do a face. 5 minutes to do a face. 5 minutes to do a face. That is how you use money to get time, and how to build your business at the same time. So what we're doing is we are asking for volunteers to do a skincare trial. And so I'm like texting people, like a lot of people I haven't talked to in eons, if they want to be a skincare trial participant. Their requirements are they use our products exclusively for 5 days. And I'm going to give you the boards. I know, the pagers. I'm going to give you the boards with all the scripts. So you don't need to ask me, like, what do you say? Because I'm going to give you all of that. I'm just going to copy and paste the board link in the comment section. So those of you who are going to want this, and you'll want it because it's awesome. It's not my board. It's multiple people have redone it and retooled it, and you will redo it and retool it. Absolutely. Okay. So you're going to ask them if they want to be a skincare trial participant. They have to use our products exclusively for 5 days, and they have to fill out a form at the end. That's it. That's it. All you're looking for is feedback, because as I've told you on HDK downloads, my basic fundamental belief system about this business is that if you teach people to use the product, if you allow them to experience the product, they will buy the product. That's why I've never spent any time cultivating my skill set on being a salesperson, because I just don't consider myself a salesperson. Like, I see people, I'm sure your Instagram and your Facebook looks like mine, and like these hardcore salespeople. And I'm like, I could never close somebody like that. Like, I would die. I'm like, don't you love it? Like, don't you want it? Like, what else do I need to say? Because don't you love it and don't you want it? Like, my job is done for me when the product starts going to work. So the hardest part of our job, guys, is getting people to try the product. That's it. I feel like when you do that, the rest of it, and you do your follow-up, you have to follow up. You don't have to hard close, but you have to follow up. The rest will take care of itself. But you've got to do enough of it. So let me tell you about these skin trials and what the stats are. Like what can you expect out of this? So when somebody tries the product for 5 days, and it's skin only, so you're going to have Time Wise Volume Firm Repair people, you're going to have Miracle Set people, and then MK Skincare line people. Those are your three categories. And then you're going to send them, I send them a moisture renewing gel mask, a radiance facial peel, a charcoal mask, except for the MK skincare line. I don't send them a peel. And then we have microdermabrasion samples here for a little bit until they sell out. But once those go away, those are in my packets now. They will not be when those go away. So just FYI on that. And then I send a lookbook. 2 of those are free because we're going to CDS them. Here's the part that like makes everybody happy, because here's what people don't want to do. Order all the samples, put them all together, put them in envelopes, and then mail them out. I guess some people want to do that. But once again, I'm here to utilize time. I want to effectively utilize my time. And so yes, we are losing microderm samples. We will have the deluxe mini, but not the actual samples. And so if you want them, you better hurry up and buy them because yes, they're phasing out. Okay. So I don't want to put together all my samples because that would defeat the purpose of me being very efficient with my skincare trials, but you can. But I'm using CDS for everything because it's $5.95 shipping. And that's about the same amount of money, maybe a couple dollars more, but a couple dollars for 5 minutes of work instead of lots of minutes of work is very good to me. Okay, so you're going to get their skincare. You're going to put their stuff in there. It's going to CDS. It's going to send out to them. And here's a lot of the cool things. All of their stuff is now in your Mary Kay In Touch, because I, like you, have run my business off of social media for a very long time, which sometimes means I don't have all of their information. Maybe I don't even have their address. I certainly don't have their phone number. I don't have their email. I don't have their birthday. I don't have any of that stuff. Well, now with skincare trials, you're getting all of that information, and it's going to be on In Touch for you. Isn't that cool? Like, that right there is worth it to me. And then I have an automatic texting service. So once they're in my system, they get all my stuff, right? So, if you've got an automatic texting system, you're really going to love this because you can schedule a lot of this and they're in your system and they're going to get, all your information on your Pink Friday, your holiday deals. And I hope you guys all have a plan to utilize the highest retail sales time in your entire year. You better have a plan. Doesn't have to be a brilliant plan. Mine's not brilliant, but it is a plan and it will work. And all I have to do is implement it and communicate the tarnation out of it. Okay. So you're going to book for your skincare trial. They're going to say yes. And you're going to figure out what skincare line they need. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I need to know what they're using. That right there is going to tell me so very much. I think a bird just flew against my window. Poor baby. That's going to tell me so much. If they're using Obagi, that's going to tell me they want Volume Firm line. And they're going to need to know about Clinical Solutions line, even though they can't test it. Volume Firm's here. It's like the best for daily. But Clinical Solutions is here. And they're going to want Clinical Solutions supplements because if they're on Obagi, that's super high end, really, really good skincare. Now, if they're using CeraVe or water, they're here. And so I can go, do you want anti-aging? No, I don't care about anti-aging. Okay, Mary Kay skincare line is a great place for you. Yes, I want anti-aging. Do you want preventative, brightening, lightening, anti-aging? Or do you want heavy duty, lifting, tightening, hydrating, anti-aging? Then they can pick between these two right here. A lot of times I will have them pick. I'll tell them what the different parameters are, and I will let them make that decision because they're more invested at that point. So I'm not trying to be the expert. I think a lot of I don't ask the question because I don't necessarily know if I will know the answer. I'm not trying to be the expert. There's information on anything. I can ask ChatGPT the difference between Volume Firm and Miracle Set. Like, I don't have to know that. I can go find that. My job is to navigate it for them. So I have to ask the questions in order to figure out the best solution for them. I'm not trying to assume. I'm not trying to be the know-it-all behind it. I'm the conductor. Okay. And so that's your job. Find out what the best skincare for them. Because if I've got somebody that says, yes, I'd love to do a skincare trial, I'm just really not into skincare, but I would like to have a clean skin. Don't put her on Voluform. Like that's going to be so overwhelming for her. Start her low. And I'm super sensitive. Okay, what are you sensitive to? Well, so many things. I can only use CeraVe. Don't take her here. If she's super sensitive, let's find a place where we can win, MK Skincare line, and then maybe we can move her up. But finding the right skincare is really important. If she's oily and blemish prone, don't put her on Voluform. Even if she's 60, even if she wants the best lines and wrinkles, I would not, because she's probably going to break out. And then that's not going to do you any good. So you have to have a conversation. I'm going to get you this line. We're going to see how it goes. We can add supplements, clinical solutions to get you to that high-end anti-aging that you're looking for. But the last thing you want to do is break out her skin. So get in there with them. That's a big piece of that. And then when they say yes, okay, this is where the boards may not give you this information. So I want you pen and paper here. You've got to work this full circle. You've got to work this all the way around, because you're investing between $10 to $14 per packet on this. We want our money, because we're taking money and we're going to get time and we're going to get more money out of it, and we're going to build a business. But I want to go max effect, and people are the resource. I don't want to waste my person here by just throwing some samples out and then like that's it. No. We want this to go all the way around. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to get her skincare. We're going to get her set up. I've got all her information. It's going to go out to her immediately. CDS gets it to her in a couple days, which is so awesome. And then you're going to ask her a couple of things. And there's 3. I think there's 3. There might be 4. Let's start that you're going to ask her. 1, do you have a friend or 2 that would like to join you in the trial? Friend or 2 that would like to join you in your trial? Yeah, let me ask my coworker. Let me ask my mom. Let me ask my sister. And then get her contact information and put her in the system. Same thing, get her the great questions, do all the same thing. So referrals, that's the first thing. The second thing is, here is a link to my Facebook customer group. Love for you to join. So last week, I did a whole bunch of messages out, and I've got like 12 people on skincare trials from my messages last week. Well, none of them were in my Facebook group because they're not customers of mine. And so now I have 12 new people in my customer group. How cool is that? And by the way, if you are if you use a layering sheet, like I use a layering sheet, like it's everything to me, that is a layer on the layering sheet. That's an additional layer. So referrals is a layer, customer group is a layer. Now, the third layer that you're going to offer her and full circle business building is, so right now my unit is doing a $300 cash giveaway. Entered into a $300 cash giveaway. We're going to give it away the day before Thanksgiving, and it'll be great for Black Friday shopping. So that survey has a video about Mary Kay, the company, in there. And it has questions on just her level of interest. You don't really care about any of that. Like you never want to look at level of interest. All you're doing is getting her the layers in there. You're giving her a little bit more information about what we do and how we do it, which is vital, because when she comes back and loves this product, you love this company, you love this product, let me show you how to make money for yourself and save money. Duh. Okay. So we know that those three layers can happen even before the sales or the trial even arrives to her, which will be the 4th layer. That is how you work skincare trials effectively. Now, if you don't happen to have a cash giveaway going on, you can offer her a 50% off item. You can offer her a free, let's say you've got some leftover lip gels. Offer her a free lip gel for watching the video. Whatever it is, you want there to be some company information in the you want some company information in that layering process, because your only job is to get them to love the company. How can they do that if they don't know it? Okay. You're not looking for bait and switch. You're not trying to recruit people. You're trying to offer information to people. I told you before, my fundamental belief system is if you teach people how to use the product and get people to try it, they will love it. Same thing goes with this company. I do not have to convince you to be a consultant. You should try that product and see that marketing plan and go, duh. Like, I don't have to do nothing but just connect the dots for you, because that, you see Freddie's ears back there. Look, right. I can't. Okay, right. Oh, now he's laying back down. I can't figure that out on my mirror. There we go. He was right there. Now he's gone. So cute this week. Oh my gosh, he's a super senior, outliving his own life. Cool. Okay, so you're working all that full tilt. You've got that. They get the stuff, and so your next thing is, when you get your samples, text me and I'll give you the instructions. And so then that starts in my automated system. It's just a campaign. It just automates right out, and they get a text message every day saying, okay, now tomorrow you're going to do microderm, or the next day you're going to do charcoal mask. And it just keeps you in touch with them, so that if things go wonky, you know about it immediately. If there's a burning issue, if there's a breakout issue, if there's a somebody said that when they were doing mine said, I don't like the peel. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't peel. And I'm like, I probably should have told you. It says peel. It's not going to peel. So she thought it wasn't working. Well, we all know, well, I will tell you right now, Radiance Facial Peel is the greatest product that's ever existed in this world. And so I was like, oh, how do you not like this product? Well, it's because I didn't tell her what to expect. Well, glad I knew that quickly during the trial, so that we can go back. And she's like, oh, I'll try it again because I still have some left. She loved it the second time because her expectations were right. So you're going to text them every single day for 5 days and just stay in touch with them. Okay, tomorrow is moisture renewing gel mask. I want you to sleep with it. All of the things. Okay. And what everybody wants to know is, will you tell me how to use the product? And so in your text, and the boards I'm going to give you has the exact outline of mix water with cleanser. You do have to tell people that. Wipe it down, wipe it off with a washcloth, then apply this. And so you're going to have all of those resources to give them. That will make them very, 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 very happy. Okay. And then at the end, you're going to give them a feedback form. You can do it like in a Google form. You can just have copy and paste questions. It does not matter. I like the survey because it puts all the things in one place, but sometimes people don't want to take the time to fill out a survey. So I'll just copy and paste the questions. It's fine. It's fine. And then you're going to have a closing sheet. You can have, like, some people do a straight discount, like 15%, 20% sale on anything that they tried. Some people have bundles. You can do whatever you want on that. So I'm kind of trying it lots of different ways for myself to see what works better. But I also know that sale isn't the home run. The home run is if she's in your Mary Kay world now, and she's got some layers behind her. Now, well, I really loved everything, but I can't afford it because the holiday season. Girl, how about a 50% off shopping spree? How about you can get as much as you want for 50% off? Well, yeah, I would love that. Okay, host a messenger party for me. I mean, you can go anywhere with this once they're in your Mary Kay world. Okay, so that is, now there is a question on, and I've done this 2 ways now, so I'll give you the stats on it. You can do this with pure samples, which is the way that I'm doing it right now, or you can do it with to-go sets. They cost more, but it does give you wholesale credit. And so if you're a director, you make 23% back on that, which is advantageous. But if you're a consultant, it's just wholesale credit. And so if that is important to you, like I said, I've done it both ways. I'm not 100% sure there's pros and cons both ways. So I'm kind of using it on a case by case basis. Like, I've got this girl, so I'll just tell you how I made this decision last week, because I did both last week. I had 2 girls. I picked actually 3 girls. One is a mother-daughter, and then the third one is just an old friend that I knew from bodybuilding. Okay, so those 3 out of the 12, I decided to do to-go kits. One, the girl from the bodybuilding, she used high-end skincare. And so I wanted to kind of put my best face forward. Shandy, great question on the product to go set. Actually, you can get more than, I think you can get like 7 to 9 days out of it if they're super careful on that. So just FYI. Yeah, it's a really good bang for your buck. So high end, I want to put my best face forward. So I put the to-go kit instead of 5 different skincare strips. And then the other 2, I decided because the daughter is 15 and I know how 15-year-olds are right now, and they're really into skincare. So she knows her stuff and they love those. Drunk Elephant, I think, is the one that has them. They're like minis, or they have a really cute name for them. I should know this. If anybody knows, tell me. But I know she's into that. And so I wanted to impress the daughter because I know if I impress the daughter, the mom follows suit. That you guys know that's exactly the way it is. And moms spend more money on skincare for their daughters and makeup than they do on themselves. First of all, it's a tragedy. Second of all, if you can't beat them, join them. So I'm going to go straight for the guts on getting this teenager in here because I know that if she loves it, her mom will love it as well. I'm selling her on it, right? Don't you guys, moms know nothing, right? So that's how I made the decision. The other 9 from last week got sample sets. So that's how I made my decision. That's probably, I'm super individualistic. Like I hate just set rules for things. I want some fluidity in there. So that's how I work on there. I'll give you some numbers. If you do samples only for Voluform with shipping and tax and the samples and all the stuff, it's $13.94. Miracle Set is $11.96, and MK Line is $10.95. Now, to give you a comparison, if you do the Voluform to go kit, so versus $13.94 to go kit cost me $31.32. So it's a chunk of money more, but I also have $19 wholesale credit every single time I do that. And as directors, we make 23% back on that, which is $4.37. So that goes down. So just if you're a numbers girl, there's a lot of those numbers in the boards link. Okay. So this is a great way you can solely work this way. You can do 30 faces a month. You can do a power start every single month just on skincare trials. I will tell you, the more you have going at a time, the easier it is because your systems take over. You already have your day 1 text. You just send it to the 15 people that are on there. And so you got to keep track. I am super, super high tech in tracking. I don't know if you'll be able to relate to this. And, I'm a lot. It's a spiral notebook. And I use a really good pen. This is a really good pen, by the way. You guys know how I'm obsessed about my pens. That's how I track it. I know. What are they using? What's their skin type? What's their information? What day did they start? What am I what's my goal with people? Sometimes I don't know my goal. Sometimes I do know my goal. Like I got a couple of those girls that I want to recruit them. That is my goal because they're awesome and amazing and I want them. And if they're awesome and amazing, I'm going to get you. I want to work with awesome and amazing people, right? So I've got a goal. And so it'll tell me, Heather, you want to recruit her. Okay, cool. Because when you get a lot going, you will forget. And I remember when I was a brand new consultant to me, now make sure you track everything because there's going to be a day that you're going to look at your customers and you're not even going to know who they are. And I was like, yeah, right. Like I have 2 customers and they're related to me. So I doubt that there will be a time when I will not remember. Are you kidding? Like, I don't even know. I'm like, who are you guys? I should know. And I know I should know, but there's so many I don't know. That's the goal. That is the goal, is to have that kind of business where you're like, oh yeah, I do remember her. I knew her where I met her. And oh yeah, I would love to, reacquaint yourself. That's exactly what you want to do. Okay. Skincare trials. Did I sell you? So you can do a power start every single month, or it can be a supplement. Let's say you want to do 1 messenger party a week. That's going to get you between 15 to 20 contacts, which means you're probably going to have 4 or 5 people sell. Okay. Buy from that. So that's an avenue that, I count people as my face when they've experienced a messenger party and they bought something or they got samples in the mail. So I would use a messenger party. Many people that are in the messenger party, which is my requirement for that party, then I'm going to ask them if they want to be part of my skincare trials. So that's my power start for the next month is so one feeds the other because then you can book off the skincare trial or you can book the trial off of the messenger party. And so everything should feed and you should kind of be doing all of the above. They should work together, giving you at least 30 faces a month. Guys, if you want to move up in this business, and I'm not asking for much, 30 faces, and you don't have to leave your house. Do you know what I had to do back in the day for 30 faces? Do you know how much time and effort I had to put in? And I loved it. Don't get me wrong. It was awesome. It was awesome. And I have built a massively successful business doing it, but it's not required anymore. Are you going to do some of it? Absolutely. Are you going to do it all that way? Please don't. Please don't do it all that way because you have this beautiful tiny little computer in your hand and all the people are in the computer in your hand. Why would you limit yourself to just your physical proximity? The world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. I've got a girl on skincare trials that I met in Budapest in the thermal spas that is from New York on a skincare trial. Guys, come on. Open your brain, open your mind, be a big girl, text people that are a deep dive in your phone, in your little computer that you don't even remember who they are. You knew them 25 years ago, text them. And if you're being a weenie head, I'm going to come be mad at you. Don't be a weenie head. Just do it. The worst they can say is, who is this? And no, thank you. And so my joke is, because it's kind of funny, is I had 3 or 4 people last week say, who is this? And I was like, honestly, that is a fair question because I didn't really remember who they were either when I texted them. So that's it. It's cool. It's cool. You don't have to know everything, know everybody, have it all figured out. You can and a little bit scared and a little bit uncomfortable. I hope you are. Because you're never going to grow. You're never going to get as big as you want to be if you're not doing things that are a little bit hard, a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit weird, a little bit out of your comfort zone. Guys, your comfort zone's tiny. The world is big. So go get it. I'm going to put the boards in the questions or in your comments here. How are you answering it? I just tell them who I am. I'm Heather Daniel Kent. And it's like sometimes I remember like if they were in my unit or a customer or I knew I used to work with you. And sometimes people are like, oh, yeah. I just didn't have your number saved. I've had the same cell phone number since I was 22. No. Was I in grad school? No, I was 21 when I graduated from college. And I've had the same cell phone number since I was 21. Not everybody has that same thing. So like a lot of, I've got the same contacts in my phone. And so a lot of people just tell them who you are. And then if they still say, go take a flying leap. Cool. It's not personal. Guys, it's not personal. It's not personal. I did, there were some doozies in my phone when I went digging. I was like, I'm not texting her. No. And you have free reign to say, no, ma'am. You only have to work with people that you like. But you do have to work with people. So go get them. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope this was super, super helpful. I just love them. I think they're so fun. I think I'm obsessed with them and they're 5 minutes a face, 5 minutes a face, and it's texting. I think you guys can handle it. Okay. Let me know your goal in the comments. Be accountable to our group here. This is our group. We got to stay in community. What is your goal? And by Thanksgiving, because Shandon's in here, I believe, and her goal is big before Thanksgiving. How many faces are you going to do before Thanksgiving? You have time to get skincare trials out this week and have them do it next week so you can close them for Thanksgiving. Okay. Bye, guys. Good to see you. It's good to be back. See you next week.